Well, if it isn't another Flow with Tarot segment, okay. So listen, I know that I've told you guys about the debacle. Well, I mean, it's not a debacle, that's dramatic. But I thought that I had gone through all the cards and realized that I had not, okay? Because the number of videos for this playlist, by the way, if you didn't know that the Flow with Tarot segment isn't a playlist, it is in a playlist to make it easy for you to access. I realized that it was not adding up to 78. And I thought, okay, what's going on here? Come to find out, I had some cards that were mixed in with the deck that I had not covered, that we had not talked about. So they got left out. So anyway, and I'm looking at these cards now, and I feel like I have talked about these, but I haven't. So if one of them comes up as a duplicate, then so be it. Whatever. It is what it is. So let's just pick one. I have them just all laid out here. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. So seven cards here. And I'm just gonna pick one. Let's just pick the Magician. All right. The Magician happens to be one of my favorite cards. Now, I know that I have said this over and over again, that if you are a tarot reader, if you love tarot, if you are wanting to know more about tarot, that the one of the first things that you have to be mindful of is to not place the favorite label on the cards, okay? Because what that does, it I have found that it can limit you not only with the card that is your favorite, the card that you like, it will limit you to seeing all of the different layers that are all in the cards, okay? It can limit you to only see what we'll say the light part of the card and not the shadow parts of each card, because each card has its we'll just say front back. It has its heads and tails. It has its light and quote dark. It has all aspects. So it's very important, if you can, to try and not to just have your favorites, okay? It's almost like telling a parent with their children, if they have multiple children, could you try and not to have a favorite child? Could you try not to do that? You love them all, but there's just that one. There's that two where you're just like, yeah, I like this card. Can you try not to do that with the cards? Okay. So, anyway, with that being said, getting back to the Magician. If you notice with the Magician, all of you've got the pentacle, which we know is symbolic of the earth, the cups, the water, sword, the air, and I'm going to say that this is the wand. The wand is fire. So you have everything represented here. And it's also important to pay attention to the pictures on the card. Pay attention to what's in the element, or the elements that are represented in a card. Pay attention to the colors. Pay attention to the symbols. There's an infinite symbol here. I'm going to give you something personal. There was a time where, and I still do meditations. They're different now, but essentially I still meditate. And this same image kept coming up in my meditation, and it would be an image of a gold box, almost kind of like a jewelry box, and it was covered with all fine jewels, okay? Rubies, emeralds, diamonds covered this box. You would think that the box was it, like this was it. And every time I would go to open up this box, there would be a golden key on the inside. Okay. Nothing else, just a golden key. And I used to get frustrated because I thought, what the hell is this? There's no message here, there's no words. What the fuck is happening? I'm getting a key. Okay, big deal. And over time, what I learned, what I have realized, what I've learned, okay, just with different things that have gone on, different things that have happened, different results with different rituals that I've done over time, I have come to find out that the key was just simply my spirit, my soul telling me that I had the key to everything, the key to my everything. I held the key to my desires, to, if you want to say, manifestations, to the way that I wanted to be expressed. I held the key to my spiritual practice. I had the key, held the keys to my money, the key to everything, the key to healing, the key to this, the key to that, the key. It was all at my fingertips. And what I would learn over time is to tap in to the key that I had. And part of me tapping into and utilizing the key, part of that was for me to work with all the elements. Yes, astrology will say that I'm connected to a certain element, but we have access to all the elements. That's one example. And that is what I feel as though the magician always reminds us. And it's not just a one-time thing. It's not just, oh, for example, I'll use the elements again. I have the keys to the elements on a Tuesday, and then on Wednesday, it's something else. Or I have the keys to the elements in springtime at 3 p.m. on a Friday. No, that's all the time. That's in my expression. It's who I am. It's in my DNA. It's in my being. It is my being. And it's all the time. It's in the past, present, and the infinite. It is all because I am all. Now, it is something that you must remind yourself that you have a responsibility to hold on to with responsibility. You don't have the key to be reckless with it, as we see all the time. There are people who are very much connected to whatever their spirituality is, but they are reckless with it. No, no, no. The magician reminds us to, yes, we have the key to all. The all is in our fingertips. However, we must remain harmonious and balanced. And to me, when I see her arms pointing upward and down, and not just up and down, but it's diagonal, to me, that represents balance. Balance. I am reminded of a scale. I am reminded of the goddess Mayat, who is the goddess of balance and reminds us to be in balance, which means we cannot ignore any shadows, part of our shadows. We cannot. We cannot just look at part of our shadows. We have to look at all of our shadows. That is what brings the balance as well. Noticing all aspects of us brings the balance. So then we can bring balance into our spirituality. We have balance in that key that we have at our fingertips. Yes. And listen, we're not used to living in a way where we can say out loud that we have that much power. But we do. We do. When something comes up, when a challenge comes up, we have the power to say, okay, wait a minute. I don't like this, but I hold a key. What am I going to do about it? Yes, you have that type of power. And again, with that power comes responsibility. And it is your responsibility to be harmonious with it, to be balanced in it. So that is what I am reminded of with the magician card. And yes, yes, it's one of my favorites. Yes, it is. But remember what I said at the top of this video about that, okay? As I contradict myself, but it's okay. I accept that as a part of myself. All right. Anyway, don't forget that I offer readings. Okay. I am a tarot reader. If you are wanting a tarot reading session with me, please schedule your session at the link that I will leave in the comment section. Also, understand, and I'm a stickler about this. Please do not come to your reading. Don't sign up for a reading and then come to me and say, oh, well, I don't have any question. I don't have any type of intention. I just want something general. Don't do that. Be specific. And you don't have to be specific down to the letter, but come to the reading with your intention. It's important for you to do that. Be intentional about why you're scheduling the reading. Your reading is as effective as your intention. Your reading is as effective as your intention. So put your own energy into your question. Let the question be open, not closed. Closed meaning yes or no. Don't bring a yes or no question. Let the question be open. Put your energy and your intention into your question before you schedule a reading. All right. So I just wanted to put that disclaimer out there. All right. But I look forward to working with you. And again, let me know what your takeaways are from our lovely I almost said musician. Hey, musicians are magicians as well. Okay. I believe that. I'm a musician myself. I'm a singer. So I understand there is magic that comes in singing because it comes from your soul, comes from the depths of you. All right. But anyway, that's another topic for another day. So let me know what your takeaways are from the magician card. And we're going to keep moving through this deck until I have completed the deck. All right, for real this time.